One of the greatest scandals has happened in Formula One's world as the former guard of Michael Schumacher has been accused of blackmailing the family of the seven-time world champion for a serious sum of money in order for him to not release sensitive and intimate pictures and videos obtained from Schumacher's hard drive. But given the fact that this isn't the first legal case that Corinna, Michael's wife, has fought in her life when it comes to the health and privacy of her husband, the legal case is threatening to put the former guard to prison for up to 15 years, as he had two accomplices in this entire case. But can these pictures be released into the dark web? And if so, will they disrupt the long-lasting mission of Michael's family in keeping his privacy for as long as they can? Michael Schumacher's health has been one of the greatest talking points in the past couple of years for all the right reasons. But when Corinna, his wife, and his kids Mick and Gina Maria have asked for privacy, the majority of the media have respected that request and didn't try to extort pictures and information regarding the health of Schumacher. There was one try by a German media outlet called Die Aktuelle to generate an AI interview of Michael Schumacher back in 2023, but it resulted with them sacking the editor and issuing an official apology to the family regarding this case. This isn't the first time that Corinna and her family have had a tough time keeping everyone away from Michael, as back in 2017, a 25-year-old man sent fierce threats to her family. Schumacher's family won this case and the man received a 21-month jail sentence. However, the case that we are dealing with right now has much bigger ramifications because we are effectively talking about somebody who was very close with Michael and served as his assistant and personal guard not that long ago. So you can never say for certain that these pictures and videos won't become available to the public eye, considering how valid the source is. However, the current situation is even worse than the one from the AI interview with Die Aktuelle, because what the accused people in question have is real, obtained from Michael's house in the form of a hard drive and USB sticks, and the primary suspect is Marcus F., the man who was the former guard of Michael. He even sent a threatening email to Corinna with proof that he has the pictures with him, and if he isn't compensated with around 15 million euros, he will make sure that these pictures will go to the dark web. Once they go there, you can make sure that there's no coming back, and that is something that Corinna and the people close to Michael have been working hard on for the past couple of years, trying desperately to keep the privacy of Michael to the greatest level possible. What is worth noting in this situation is that Corinna has made a request to keep the case outside of the public eye and to be as private as possible. So even if she instructs her lawyers to accept a public apology, it's never certain that these pictures and videos won't reach the public domain. After all, there are three people involved, and if someone decides to leak some of the videos and the pictures, especially to the dark web, then the Schumacher family will be in a very difficult situation. Marcus was not alone in this situation. There were two accomplices by the names of Yilmaz T and Daniel L, aged 52 and 30, and they are not people that the police are hearing from for the first time. As we speak, they were on probation for another case, and it's interesting to see what the judgment for them would look like. Right now, the maximum penalty that is expected for the primary accused person, Marcus, is 15 years, but given the fact that he hasn't actually gone through with the blackmail and hasn't posted any of the photos, as well as the fact that he apologised to the family for the stupid mistake he has made trying to earn some quick cash, then it's expected the penalty could be lower. When applying for this court case, Corinna filed a complaint with the intention of protecting Michael, and the judge allowed it, which means that the family can get active in the process and the trial itself, but the public will be excluded out of it. The external world will get zero information regarding Michael Schumacher's current condition, very similar to how the guests at his daughter's wedding were prevented from taking their phones, a very exclusive event. They had to sign contracts where they won't leak anything to the public and they won't take pictures of the very precious event where Michael was as a witness. In front of the court, Marcus has spoken about the situation, and when elaborating on it to a greater extent, he spoke to the lawyers of Corinna, who are representing her as she's trying to keep the case as far away from the public eye as possible. He added, "I take responsibility. I did the stupid thing. Please tell the family that I'm really sorry. I could make a little money with this story. It was a stupid move." Now, from his point of view, it's truly degrading to see how a former guard and close person of such a legend has had such evil thoughts about how making money is more important to him than defaming Michael's legacy. But there we have it, and I guess it's up to the court to make things right. Yep, many people are finding it hard to understand how the man who was supposed to keep things as private as possible is the one threatening to release up to 1,500 pictures and 200 videos from these so-called devices. But the theory of his son is something that is raising a lot of questions as to whether or not this is an actual blackmail or just a business proposal. The son of Marcus has been part of this court session, and when defending his father, he elaborated as to how the actions are all but blackmail, as he went on to say, "Blackmail is when I threaten someone with violence, but if I go to you now and say, I have something here, do you want to buy it? That is not blackmail. In my opinion, it was a sales pitch agreed with lawyers and contracts. In my opinion, it was not blackmail." Pretty bold assumption, but nevertheless, it's what got him kicked out of the court. And obviously, the goal of Corinna is likely going to continue in a successful manner because if you think about it, Netflix and everyone who has been around Schumacher's family have respected the request of not asking for personal pictures or videos from Michael. But it's always those who you fear the least. And right now, the family of Schumacher will have a lot on their mind to fight as they have nobody around to believe after this scandal. The situation of Michael is what it is, and it can't be changed, as we've seen a lot of statements from his old boss, Jean Todt, who is one of the few people allowed to visit Michael on a regular basis, along with his brother and former F1 racer, Ralf Schumacher. There is a statement from Jean Todt when it comes to the health of Schumacher, and it has definitely broken our hearts, even though we already knew that the situation likely wouldn't get any better and is deteriorating at the very least. Furthermore, Todt said, "Michael Schumacher is here, so I don't miss him, but he is not the Michael of before. He is different, and he is wonderfully assisted by his wife and children who protect him. His life has changed, and I am privileged to be able to share moments with him from time to time. There is nothing more to say. Unfortunately, fate struck, and he is no longer the Michael we know from Formula One." One of the people who would give everything they have in their power to have a talk with Michael is his son Mick, who is struggling heavily to find a living line back in Formula One and make sure to prove to everyone that the Haas spell was nothing defining of his career. But be that as it may, situations like this are definitely threatening to take his focus away from racing, because they're proving that people can be very disrespectful in lots of different ways, and that the battle of keeping Michael away from everything that happens in the outside world in terms of cameras and paparazzi is going to be their everlasting battle. With all this in mind, what do you think about the latest situation with Michael Schumacher? Do you think that his wife did the right thing by entering into this lawsuit in a private manner and away from the public eye? Let us know in the comments below.